toward the back look like the other genus.
Thank you.
With the way that it starts off broad, then gets very narrow, particularly the fin on the bottom, and then broadens out again. So it's a little bit of a puzzle.
Okay, video's clear.
All right, how's that watch lead?
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. I see that Andrea Quattrini is in the chat room. Maybe Andrea has an idea about the genus.
Yeah.
She should be familiar with these as well.
Yeah.
She's interested in the parasites on the side of the fish.
Yeah.
There.
The naphids. I'm presuming the G is silent.
Can we center up HD2?
So the naphids are a type of isopod. They're different in shape, though, at least in their larval form, than most of the isopods that are like the pill bugs that we have on land.
Yeah, go ahead and zoom in on that if you can.
They tend to look a little bit more like, I don't know, lice, or and they are definitely parasites on fish, and they're at least their younger stages.
This animal squiggling in the screen.
Is this a polychaete? Sure does look like one.
Polychaete. It's got bifurcated somethings on both ends of it. I can't tell head from tail.
Yeah. Tara Harmer-Luke says polychaete.
Polychaete. More.
Yep.
I've never seen one like that.
So sometimes we've seen them, like thick yellow ones that when you disturb them, they start wiggling around a lot.
Okay. And this one has decided to stop wiggling, so we can get wonderful video close up of it. My goodness, how accommodating! It's just one really long extension on one end and two little extensions on the other. And I'm guessing the long extension is on the head.
Oh, Scott, can you call in?
Looks like a psyllid, Scott types, perhaps. S-Y-L-L-I-D. Oh, yeah, I think I see his mouth. It's a little slit at what I think is the head end. And I'm looking over in the serious view to see if I see anything up the slope that looks like it might be hydrothermal, and I don't.
So Scott was thinking that this might be a polychaete and epitoke, and epitoke is a process that occurs in a lot of species of
how much we got left of the
polychaetes, where sexually
so we're just over halfway through that
worm
move.
is modified or transformed into a sexually
about 20
mature
meters in,
worm.
so about 10 meters left.
And the epitokes are pelagic morphs that are capable of sexual reproduction.
Look like fish, maybe.
There's a lot of.
I think I called in too late.
I think he was looking to the left.
I quickly Googled it, Scott. Oh, what are these?
Oh, good for you. I'm not sure that it was, but yeah, an epitocus stage is, these polychaetes mostly are benthic, and so they can undergo morphological changes at a time when they're going to release gametes into the water column. But I don't think that's what was going on there.
Yeah, because there's some of these that we've seen kind of like in the past, kind of up in the water column. Not sure. Boy, I had to really reach back into invertebrate zoology. I won't tell you how many years ago, how many decades ago.
Sure. And there are there's a family, the Tomopteridae, that are polychaetes that are specialized for the water column, but that was not a water column polychaete.
Okay.
So,
thanks.
Chris, what is the fish?
Now, Bruce is saying it's a macrorid. Synaphobranchus.
Well, there were two there. The fish in the foreground, the one that they're zooming in on now, is a rat tail, and it's probably in the genus Coryphonoides again. And then in the background, very briefly, there was another Synaphobranchid swimming by, but the one that you're really focusing on is one of these rat tails. I'm not sure if this is one that we've filmed before or not? I can't tell from this angle.
I
It's
can't.
got a longer dorsal fin.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know,
does.
Chris, do you think it's one of the same species?
I do. I think this is that. I think it is one of the first ones we saw, and we've also seen it a couple times since then.
Okay, large eye, and then it looks like it has a whitish tip to the dorsal fin.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I think
get
it's
laser
probably
circles.
a genus Coryphonoides, one of the common larger rat tail genera. There's one species, sometimes placed in a different genus.
Look at all that stuff.
I know, there's gotta be
just turned them on.
something interesting nearby.
On occasion by Russian trawlers.
Okay, come on out.
So I don't know if you can see, there is a lot of stuff in the water
water.
column. I mean, a lot of stuff in the water column. Wow.
Is this guy of interest?
This
Would you like
is
to get a closer
a
look at
different creature.
Yeah, come on in.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go in and take a quick look at that.
Oh, he's got some parasites on his head. And he can't see very well. Just bumped into the seafloor. He's swimming over some very light-colored ash and over a very rough seafloor with rocks of volcaniclastic origin covered with worm tubes. How dare they? They're obscuring the rock, surely. Do something. This is really incredible.
So you
Now,
said you
what's
saw
that?
something else, Roland?
I think I saw a chimney.
I think that's a fish.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's a fish on the
to the
rock
right.
to the left. Yeah.
Also, the
Yeah.
top of the screen left. I think the one on the right is the closest.
All right, Paz,
So straight ahead.
just so you're aware that moves down. so
Ooh,
just
I see things poking up out of the seafloor in front of
Yeah, you
us.
sure do.
Let us take a look. Oh, pilots, let's take a look at those things sticking up, which might be more hydrothermal chimney structures. And we have had a request from the shore
Looks like
that if
several
we
of
see
them.
some of this stuff, that we get
3.
some of this stuff.
Maybe a big one way
If
off to
possible.
the left.
Yeah, it looks
probably
like the big
really
stuff
crumbly.
is,
Yeah.
happening up to the left, but
But, you know, if something crumbles
this
and
one-
falls
this
down,
one's venting.
you can pick it up.
Yep.
You want to come in, Roland?
If we can come in on that, and let's see if there's
Yep,
any.
sure enough.
There is shimmering there. And are there any? There are some snails.
Some snails.
Well, we have had a request for a geological sample of this. I don't know how easy it would be
Boy,
to
that-
get this. It's about the right size that the manipulator could take hold of it, but my guess is it
I
would
don't
be
think we
very
do this.
delicate.
I don't think we do this.
That's, you know, I will leave it up to
Yeah,
the
I'm
scientific
not
community
sure.
and you, and I am happy to leave it. I'm worried that it would just,
Yeah.
it's too fragile that it wouldn't be able to be
You want those
recovered
lasers on there or off?
unless it were put in the bio box.
Yeah.
I see some
you can clear them
polychaetes
now
on the
with
top.
that measure.
You see some polychaetes?
There's
I
a
do.
slider at the
I see
bottom
some
of that
polychaetes.
GUI. See the little slider? You can adjust the. So if you slide that to the left, you can see the time window shrinks. So. Do you have any more zoom, Roland?
I do.
Wow.
Patty, I'm curious. This kind of looks diffuse. You know, there's not one single opening, and if we take a chunk of the chimney off, would there be a much bigger gush of flow coming out of there?
Well, that certainly is possible, and that is very commonly what happens when the tops of chimneys such as these are removed, and then the interior is more or less hollow, and you get all of the effluent coming out the opening.
See some crab legs to the left behind that
Yep,
rock.
there you can see the polychaetes now.
So let's hear from people on shore as to whether or not there's interest in trying to get some of this material.
What's the temperature of this water? Did
We measured
determine?
about 21.
Then it went to 31 on the last one.
Yeah, I wasn't
The
not.
hottest spot.
We're gonna have a powwow on the ship here, pilot.
Crab lower left.
Go ahead.
We're gonna have a powwow on the ship here about what we can do in this situation. We do see, if we can stay zoomed or even zoom more on that crab that's coming out on the right-hand side near the snail. There he is.
It's maximum zoom.
These light-colored crabs are real typical of the hydrothermal vents. I've seen a lot of these diving in Alvin in the Mariana
The better
Back
one
Arc
on the
Basin.
lower left, he's full view. Off screen.
You seen any shrimp here?
No
I
shrimp.
Have not.
I have
Oh.
not seen any
Crab there.
shrimp. Yeah, I just mentioned the crab, but I haven't seen any of the shrimp
And a
yet.
light-colored gastropods for sure.
Right, and a lot of the white bacterial mat, but there's also the
Pulling out a little.
yellowy orange bacterial mat, and that's usually a little bit lower temperature.
Okay.
Partial.
There are some other chimney structures right in front of the vehicle too. In the serious view, it looks to me as if
Like
there
there's
may be a
another
very
one.
tall
one over.
chimney structure.
Yeah. Shall we move to that?
Yeah, let's
Why don't we
try
move to
that.
Watch
Pilot?
lead co-pilot.
To the
Yes,
right.
co-pilot, go ahead.
Yeah, those the little whatever they are, the red shrimp
They come in
or
on the crab?
polychaetes up at the top look very much like the ice worms we see in the Gulf of
Yeah.
Mexico.
They sure
Ah.
do. Yeah, they sure
I don't
do.
know
Thank
if they're
you, Don.
related
Yeah.
or not, but
Okay.
have the same look anyway.
Thank you, co-pilot.
Roger.
Our co-pilot is Don Liberatore, who happens to be from Florida.
Okay.
Lots
so,
of experience with the
uh,
Johnson Sealing.
Shall we go look at
Absolutely.
the taller one in the back?
Yes, please, pilot. Can we
Come
do
on out,
that?
video.
Move over, like, kind of around to starboard.
So Tim
Absolutely.
Shank is suggesting that we maybe look for sulfide on the floor for sampling.
That's a good idea. Yeah, and there are several.
Yeah, lots of
There are
those.
several of these structures, and maybe we can find a piece of it on the floor rather than on the active.
Pilot, would you want
structure
another maybe just
itself.
a 10-meter move to move Sirius with you as you go to the taller one?
See the chimneys continue as
There's
we
a
go.
lot of
Yeah, it
debris
looks
at
like
the
we're
base
pretty
of some of
close. I
these.
can come down some too.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Copy.
It's a good thought, though.
Science, as you look off into the distance, you can see as it go uphill, there's more and more further
Oh yeah,
out.
Yeah.
there are a lot of these just along this traverse further up the hill too.
Watch lead co-pilot.
Yeah, just another one in the back, too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Andrea Petrini is on the chat room, and she just said the same thing. Are these ice worms?
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, they sure did look like them.
Yeah, go ahead in, Roland.
Great zoom on that. Thank you. Now you can see flocculent bacterial mat
yeah,
on
that's
the top
nice,
of this
beautiful.
one. And this is something that we have seen in the Back Arc Basin as well. I'm
Wow.
actually kind of surprised not to see any anemones around this area.
Would you normally see those?
In the Back Arc Basin, that's the first animal you see closing in on the hydrothermal vents are just more and more anemones. Maybe because these are just rather small chimney structures. Not too many. Well, I don't see any shrimp on this one. Beautiful video of just hot fluid streaming out of this chimney structure. And you can see billowing in the streaming water bacterial mat, this
Look at that yellow one
filamentous,
there, lower left.
up at the top of the chimney structure over on the right-hand side. So these warm waters, the hottest temperature we've got so far is, I think, above 30 degrees, 31.5 degrees Celsius. That's about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Some of the fluids coming out of these hydrothermal vents in this Mariana region can be several hundred degrees Celsius. And those produce a black smoke emanating from orifices in the structures.
All right, watch lead.
Yep, go ahead.
What would you like?
Stand by, please.
Looks like there's more chimneys off in the distance.
Let's go ahead and go and look at one.
Okay.
Also, what is to the highest point? Is it off to your left?
This should be uphill.
This is straight uphill.
Yeah, it goes uphill to my
this
left
is a
also.
really, really irregular
It looked like there was
area.
a big mound way over to the
You
left
see this
there.
uplifted area, as Patty was describing earlier.
Looks like there's another
Numerous,
one over here.
these.
And
Oh
they're
yeah,
picking
there's
them
one
up
right
everywhere
there.
on
Yeah,
sonar,
they're
yeah.
all over the place. Wow. The ROV crew has to be really careful in this area, make sure they don't get snagged on any of these.
Yep.
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, come on in. This one is a more diffuse flow.
Maybe we should get Sirius a little bit over ahead of you,
Yeah.
so you got some light out front.
Yep, you can do
Maybe
that.
a 10-meter move or something.
All right. I can do 75075, 10 meters.
Yep. All right, come on in,
Sounds
video.
good.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a shrimp.
Oh, it's...
Okay.
Looks like that ship move is just about, yep, looks like it's complete. Let me take a look here. So pilot, just to give you an update on our pace here, according to the waypoints, we have about 220 meters to cover, and about 40 minutes left in the dive. Have to average about 0.2 knots, but obviously, you know, we're going to want to stop and look at stuff and potentially temp probe and stuff. So I'm going to talk to watch leads, but might need to keep the pace up as much as possible. Oh, are they? Okay. Oh, there's nothing going out? Oh. Got it. I know you.
Very much. Thank you, video.
Okay, folks, so what
Looks
we're
like
going
we
to
only
try
have
to
a
do
rock
here
sample
is
so far.
take a sample of a portion of the
I think all
material that
bioboxes
is
are open.
sitting in this hydrothermal area for chemical analysis, and probably has bacteria on the surface, so little chunks of it can be preserved for DNA analysis for biologists. And there's also been a request for a sample of one of the snails. We might actually get a snail that's clinging onto this rock. We don't know what's on the other side of it.
Now? Is it working
And
at
the
depth?
pilots are going to be
Okay.
using really a delicate touch with this, as it may be very friable, easily broken. That is.
I just want to confirm
Often
both bioboxes are
hydrothermal
open right now.
deposits are
Yes, I believe they
Okay.
are.
Yep. So he's probably going to want to go for the port.
often they are what we
biobox.
call
It's a
vuggy
little
or
easier.
full of holes, so kind of
I think we
like
just have
ash.
something in the
Let's
port
keep the chatter
forward.
down.
Port forward rock box, I think, is all we have. Right, Patty? We only have the rocks in the port forward rock box.
Yeah, let's keep the chatter down while they're working on that.
Biobox. Okay, thank you, pilot.
Now it'll fit.
Crumbly.
Yeah, it's breaking up a bit.
Looks like your left skid is up against it.
Nice.
Oh, well
Very
done,
nice.
pilot. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I can still see it shimmering as it went into the box.
Right. I wonder, though, if you leave it open, can you do that and collect a snail?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Is that technically a geo sample then? Are these two different samples?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they want to ensure that it's currently alive. fuzzy ones do.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they just go through the fingers of the manip, right? Wow.
Wow.
Well done.
Wow. 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 Really nice.
Nice job, pilot.
All right. Whew. Yeah, all of us. We were all holding our breath.
I think science can too, because no one was talking or breathing on the comm.
Well, we were trying to be quiet to give you some peace up there while you operate.
Really nice job, Josh. Thank you so much.
Not to worry, they have feet and they are already moving. They will climb back up. And you've opened a new orifice for them to get at the bacteria in there. And as we continue up toward our waypoint 5, we're going to see a lot more of these, I have a feeling. Yep, there they are. They're building their own little white mounds of chimney material. So as we look at these, I wonder, Bob Stern, if you're still on the line and able to talk to us, it'd be great if you could tell us a bit about the change in chemistry with these hydrothermal chimneys as temperatures vary.
Hi, guys. So one of the things that really controls the mineralogy of these chimneys is the magma composition, and also the temperature of the fluid. Temperature of the fluid is a
go ahead.
Combination of the seawater.
Actually, this is Nav.
And
so
whatever's coming out of the magma.
We have about half an hour left in the dive. I don't think we're going to make it all the way to waypoint 6.
As the magnet gas.
I assume we'll just maybe want to keep pushing on and make as much ground as we can.
and
we can
interact
definitely
with
get to
seawater.
5.
And
Okay.
as these chimneys grow, they're chemically reprocessed all the time because you have a different kind of mineral that precipitates in equilibrium with hotter water than colder water.
I'm looking at
So hotter,
a bearing of 080 to get us to waypoint 5. Does that agree with what you see on sonar?
And cooler ones tend to have a lot more
Looks
lead.
like you're lined up on it.
So you'll get a
That looks pretty good.
donation in some of these chimneys
I can,
that reflects the temperature of the water. And then once the mineral is precipitated from the fluid, more minerals grow on top of it. And so it continually gets heated and changes its composition. So you get a zonation from very low temperature minerals like
Josh, are you comfortable looking at putting in a move, or do you think you're going to want to hang out here for a while? I can get like a 0.1 knots move started at least.
Yeah, you start a point
on the inside.
Just to make sure, we only have 24 minutes left. I could do 20 meters, 0.1. Just keep you moving.
There's definitely some metals being precipitated.
Bridge, this is
I'm
Nav.
guessing that's a lot of lead sulfide.
Yeah, can I please get a 20-meter move that's 20 meters, bearing 080 at 0.1 knots.
Zoom in on this one in the
Pyrite.
distance.
So you can see that, but in
That's
order
it,
to
Rich.
get these, we have to bring up whole
Thank you.
chimneys so we can
Let's
study
do a
them.
quick zoom on this one in the
Really very
distance. Roland.
difficult to do. They're huge, they're fragile. This one that they got in the American Museum of Natural History is an amazing thing. I really want to see it.
I do not have OKEX activated.
These are really interesting little chimneys.
Video, I do not have OKEX activated.
Thanks, Bob.
Welcome.
Great job, Bob.
I have actually seen that at the American Museum. Very interesting. All right, we are heading towards waypoint 5.
Waypoint 5 is up on the rim of the crater. And even up on the rim of the crater, we saw hydrothermal vents. And what we're looking at right now is just a very rough surface. See, there's another little guy.
We have about 25 minutes left in this dive. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I don't want to go. But there is a lot for us to write up afterward.
Oh, God.
And probably how soon after do we want to get together with the scientists
I think that we
and discuss the next dive and the one after?
I think we should do a dive planning meeting as soon as the ROV leaves the bottom.
Okay. That's fine with me.
Because it's late in some
areas. Look at the
areas.
snails are encrusted with bacteria. It's interesting. These guys, a little higher up on the slope, do have masses of bacterial mat that are moving in the upflow from the vents. And that suggests that the fluid flow here is more vigorous.
Tara Harmer-Luke said that she was on a cruise one time and they collected an enormous chimney and the main lab smelled revolting for a week. They lost all sense of smell.
Yeah, it does happen. You know, if you smell that stuff for long enough, you can't smell it anymore. I'm wondering why nobody on the ship has complained about that rock we picked up yesterday or day before yesterday.
Yeah, can you come up a little bit?
Yeah, it was pretty stinky. It smells like rotten eggs, folks.
That's why
hydrogen
I was trying to determine who you were talking to.
No. No.
Well, I have Nav on listen, so.
So do I.
I want to hear. I want to hear Nav whenever they speak. I want to hear everybody whenever they speak.
I like talking to you too.
So we're looking at a rubble slope here. Oh, and now we're back into corals. There's a coral hanging onto that boulder. And some little white thing on the right, too. But let's look at the corals first. Does it? This looks like a coral as well.
These are larger than the ones we were looking at this morning.
Okay, come on in, Roland.
Oh, my.
Stylass.
Yeah, now it
yeah.
looks to me as if it's the sort of thing that Chris was talking about yesterday's dive, that all of
We're about halfway through that move, 10 more meters to go.
One side. No, I think it's
And that'll put the ship
Stylass,
almost right over waypoint 5.
Well, let's see what we can see
Love,
here.
Little ways to go.
In the chat log. Zooming in.
See the polyps on the back, but the white is so white.
Yeah, most of the polyps are on the side facing opposite us. We've seen that a couple times now. Some of those polyps are open, I think. On the very top.
They're all facing away from us. I can see some open on the far side.
There is some hair-like membrane up there on the very top of that coral. I don't know if it's a commensal or just goo. Oh, Shirley, what is that thing at the top? Is that a ctenophore? Tuniphore?
I don't
Triophore?
know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it. Looks more hide.
Thanks, Violet. We don't know what it is. There's another one of them on the rock just up the hill a little bit, and in fact,
the guy in the background.
Quite a few as we go up this slope. I always find it really interesting when we take a close zoom on the rocks that they seem to be covered with worm tubes and all kinds of just very tiny animals.
Alright, you're happy video.
Tim Shank said it looks like mucus on the coral. Yeah, it did kind of look like goo. Cobbles to
we got
boulders.
a few meters left. I'm going to extend that move, keep us moving. Are we happy with point 1, or do you want to bump it up since it's a little less treacherous now?
It's up to you. I mean, we can do point 2 if you want. How much more do we have to that waypoint?
Well, we'll get up to the top of the ridge. It's only 40 or 50 meters to the top of the ridge. I guess waypoint 6 is down below following the ridge upward, but I don't think we're going to make it
yeah,
up there anyway.
Do point 2 if we want to cover some ground.
We'll bump it up.
Now there is a commensal on this coral, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but at least we get to the top of the ridge. Bridge, this is Nav.
Okay, people on shore,
I'd like
help
your
me
question
out
on the
here.
move.
Is
I
this
believe
a
this
crab?
one's just about finished up, right?
Yes,
okay.
that is a
crab.
crab.
Yeah, like 40 meters.
Okay, what kind
bearing
of crab?
080 at 0.2 knots.
It looks like some kind of spider crab to me, and I will wait for the more crabby people to weigh in.
What a pun.
He's holding on to
looks like a hot. Oh,
yeah.
What is that? Is that a hydroid that he's holding on to?
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Does have polyps on the end, and they're a lot more than 8.
I know.
Cirri at the end.
Yeah, Chris was telling us.
Thanks, Birch.
Earlier.
So I think this is one that we're going to have to send to Mary Wickstein down in Texas A&M because I don't recognize this at all. It's new to me, and I gather same thing to Scott and perhaps some of the others.
Am I right in saying that it has a pair of legs at the back end of its body that is grabbing onto a hydroid? In that case, it has 4 legs and 2 claws, right?
I can see the claw holding onto it.
Count them.
There are 8 legs and 2
Keep
claws.
counting.
Really,
keep
more?
Counting. It's a decapod.
Whoa.
It's deca.
1, 2, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh,
Right, so this,
it's lost one.
This particular habit is something you see in the homolid crabs, and there's a genus in there, Paramola, which kind of has a rounded shell like this.
Yeah.
Those spines right between the eyes are a little puzzling. And also the Paramola and some of the other homolids will carry, that's what I was talking about earlier,
right.
will carry a piece of coral or sponge in their hind legs.
Have to move pretty quick. Pretty
And
soon.
they are carrying it.
I can see his claw. I don't know if you guys could wrap it around the little stick.
Thank you, pilot. That was great.
You are welcome. Just a little shrimp here. You want to zoom in, video?
Onward and upward. There's a shrimp.
Oh, pretty.
Very delicate looking critter. Those long feelers. See the tube worms, the little white hairy things on the rocks?
Keep on moving. Yep.
Oh, we want to get some nice video.
Oh, nice, beautiful video of it swimming.
Oh, more and more coral as we go up the slope. Very rubbly slope, full of broken up chunks of lava. But I do not see anything that looks like a pillow lava.
No, no.
The character
D2 is
of
only
the rocks
30
that we're
to
seeing
40
on the
meters
floor
from what
and
HiPAC is saying is the
walls of this crater really look
top of the
more
ridge,
like
but
a lava dome to me.
not sure how much of an offset there is.
Roger that.
Another fish. You want to come in, Roland?
Snapfish.
He's boogieing.
Okay, we're good to.
So many of these fish have little scrapes on their sides. Somebody's been going after them.
We have seen them often bumping into the seafloor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Okay, he's coming up.
So our shore-based
Go ahead,
science
Survey
team's been doing a little bit of research, and there seems to be consensus.
It is
that
roughly
this
4
is
o'clock, yeah.
That what we saw before on that stylaster was a carrier crab, and it was holding on, I believe, was holding on to a hydroid, or had on its hind legs a hydroid.
Do a quick zoom here. A little tiny coral. Wow.
Another stylaster. We are at 885 meters. We have about 10 minutes left in this dive. We're seeing now a lot of stylaster hydrocorals. Wow, there's a big one over there.
Come on in on this guy. Been knocked over.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, is it?
No.
No.
He's good.
Yeah, there's only 8 meters left in this move, but that might put Sirius right over the top of the ridge, so I'm going to let it ride out.
Wow.
Then in our last 10 minutes, we can turn to face uphill on the ridge and get as far as we can.
So abundant, yeah. Just kind of like what we saw at the beginning of the dive with really common stylaster.
Yep, come on in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can keep us moving now.
Yeah, I'm looking at a bearing of 130 to get us up on this ridge.
That's looks like it's the same thing.
Okay, so I'll put that in. We have time for a 50-meter move at 0.2 knots, and that'll be the end.
Okay.
So I'll put that in. Bridge, this is Nav. Yeah, another ship move, please. We're going to do 50 meters, that's 50 meters, bearing 130 at 0.2 knots.
Scott's been monitoring the nav data that's been entered. And
that is correct, Bridge, thank you.
Remarked that the oxygen levels have remained at hypoxic levels throughout the dive. They went above 1.9 for a while, but are now back below that. Oh, this
So rock broke open. See it on edge.
You got it, thank you.
See that?
Yeah.
All that crust on that.
The yellow staining is usually iron rich, right?
See a very thin crust of black on the right.
That's correct.
A meadow of stylasters.
They are everywhere. Well, I really didn't expect to see that up here for some reason.
Like a rubble field of stylasters.
Yeah, there's definitely a rubble field. Oh, there's a fish on that rock over to the right. Is that a fish or one of those
lobster?
Lobster
in the
things.
Bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, lobster.
It's a lobster.
Blind lobster.
Yep. Boy, we've seen a lot of them.
Come on in.
And Chris Kelly from the Hawaii ECC was saying that these guys are really ancient.
Yep.
Like a living fossil.
Yep.
So we've seen
Reminds me of the
trilobites.
trilobites.
We've seen this before. We can go ahead.
Center.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
Thank you, pilot.
You're welcome. I got a scoot.
Chris was mentioning that it's rare to see these, and I think this is at least the fourth or fifth one that we've seen.
Oh, at least the fifth. I think it's more like the seventh. I started keeping track, and then I got distracted by hydrothermal activity. in the Sirius view, there's a little red squiggly thing. Is that a shrimp or?
Yeah, it looks like a shrimp.
Oh, okay.
There's
another one of these guys.
Lobster. Yeah.
There's another
Holy
one, Josh.
smoke, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Something else orange.
Yeah, that's good. We don't need to
screen.
zoom in on it. We've seen a lot of these. Let's keep on moving.
Squat lobster.
I'm just amazed by how many there are.
We don't have a lot of time.
There's a little squat lobster down there.
Let's push ahead.
Do you see any other kind of thing other than these corals up here? And the squat lobsters and the little lobsters. But any other, geez, what are these red guys? What are those little pinnacle-shaped red things?
Yeah, come on in.
Just at the bottom of the screen there.
Red or white?
Yeah, I guess they're white. The same thing?
No, that's a that's a stylaster, stylaster.
Okay.
Hydrocoral, and it looks like a shrimp or a squat lobster. Big rock field.
I'll say.
I want to thank all of you who have been following along with us as we've explored Chamorro Seamount in the Mariana Trench National Monument. Broadcasting live to you from the Okeanos Explorer. America's
it's fine.
ship for ocean exploration. This mission was planned and has been conducted by NOAA's Office for Ocean Exploration and Research.
Look over the lip on the right-hand side.
Partnership with
But it's good to keep an eye on that stuff done.
Office of Marine and Aviation Operations that
We have
is
had them
responsible
come
for
loose and bunch
operating
up,
the
which is why
Okeanos Explorer.
we do the tape and
with our
all
partner,
the
the
different
Global
steps.
Foundation for Ocean Exploration, all of our ROV crew and videographers and NOAA Fisheries, NOAA Sanctuaries, National Monument, NOAA Center for Environmental Information. Patty and I'm from Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, Florida Atlantic University.
And Patty is from the University of Hawaii, Hawaii Institute of Geophysics and Planetology.
Yes, we do thank all of our families for letting us go on these expeditions. Actually, I'm really lucky because my husband's on the ROV crew, so part of my family is out here.
And we put him to work.
Lucked out. We lucked out.
Look at that, Bruce.
Isn't that pretty cool for the end of the dive?
I love these little guys. They're so graceful. And he's showing off. That or he's trying to scare us.